All right, well, because we want to make sure we use all the technology in the school tonight, we have a second presentation. We have Tanya Bodell here to talk about and give us an update on the solar energy array projects, and it is a PowerPoint presentation that she sent over today, and so let me just make sure you have a copy. You want to do that?
Thank you.
Thank you. A little bit.
And yours is immaculate. Yours is immaculate. Absolutely.
Well, we can start with these pulling this up. So, it's good to be back here. A little bit intimidating to do it after such a wonderful presentation about the community service. But, wanted to give an update from the Alternative Energy Committee to the school committee on where the solar energy arrays stand and what the next steps are. And I know you.
Can you go forward? How long does it take? How long with the roof work and the construction and to be online?
So it, part of it depends when we get the green light, because it's, it's gonna be harder for them to do it in the middle of winter,
Right.
obviously. But the real driver of the timing, believe it or not, is the interconnection queue with National Grid. And that takes about 6 months.
Okay.
Without that, the bidders felt, all three bidders felt on the school roofs, they could get it done quickly, within a 4 to 6 month period from go. So if we were able to get this signed and done by the end of next month, they felt they could get it built and operating by the end of the year. Because they thought the interconnection queue was not as difficult with National Grid. That may or may not be the case. So really it comes down to how long do we have to sit in the queue waiting for National Grid to approve us. The state also is in the midst of changes to this program, some of which are good for us, some of which were bad for us, some of which were motivating us to try to get this done by the end of June. But some of that has now relaxed, but now there's other issues. So at the end of the day, there's been, the state has started to close the window of opportunity. And whenever the window of opportunity starts to close, there's a mad dash to get your applications in and finish. And I think we're in a much better position than many of the people who are doing that mad scramble, because we're as far as we are, so we may just get in. But again, there's changes happening at the state level which are outside of our control, and we're just trying to move. Time kills all deals, and so we're trying to move as quickly as possible to try to close this one.
Thanks.
All right.
Thank you. You've done a tremendous amount of work.
I've had a great team, and I have to say, Jean and Linda attended every single one of our meetings and were just such an integral part of the discussions. It's been
Among other meetings.
among many other meetings as well. So
The water department, the capital budget, the board of selectmen, we've been at a lot of meetings.
It's persistence that makes this.
It is, but I've been very fortunate to have such a wonderful team, and we're very happy to have Paul on board as well. So,
Thank you.
all right,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, your homework.
I know.
We wouldn't be this far without time.
That's right.
Not at all. Thank you.
Put so much time into it.
Well, hopefully
Very
we'll get
grateful.
to reap the benefits.
Yes.
Plus your expertise, it's one of the great things I think we all know about Cohasset. We all have people amongst us who are experts in ultimately just about everything probably, and Tanya's expertise in this field is so great, because without your guidance, I don't think anything could have really happened like this.
But it's
Thank
nice to have that opportunity, and I guess to follow up on what we saw earlier today, to find the community service and your contribution that you can bring to the community.
Yes.
I feel fortunate that we have an alternate energy committee, and I can actually bring to bear some of what I've been doing the last 20 years.
Been
So.
around
Alright, so moving on under my report, the next item is the policy on physical restraint. And the reason why this is placed before, doing some things in the immediacy before we get to that committee. And that was the goal, so I just wanted to validate, my intent was your intent.
Yep,
Jeff Moore, 33 Ledgewood Drive. So I think in terms of all the boosters, the golf boosters, probably the youngest, we just formed earlier this year. And so it's representing both the boys varsity, the boys JV, as well as the girls golf club. And so from a standpoint of everyone else where, Gridiron's been around for a long time, we're just sort of starting out, so we don't really have the base at this point. And it does have a lot of pressure in terms of, we have a small team. And we probably don't have the same recognition in terms of some of the other larger sports in town with more kids. So it's been challenging for me and for our group to see, when we try to ask and raise money, how much money we want to raise and how it's going to be applied. Because for us, at this point, we're just kind of trying to see if we can get through this season, and then, we've had loans that's been to the club, and then we try to figure out what we need for next. So I think that planning-wise, working with you guys and seeing, back to the point of, how long we need to sort of fund this for, is really sort of important, and working on that lines. And yeah, I know that, but, in terms of, it just seems like it's, it's not totally clear. And at the end of the day, we were talking about outside. We're just taking our own monies here and putting it into the same bucket, whether it's the user fees, which we all pay, we paid our taxes here, the boosters, half the time, more than half the stuff that we go to these events, it's the same parents that, contribute and buy those, auction items. It's all about money, so it's a matter of trying to figure out, at the end of the day, what the bottom line is, and because it just keeps on going around, and we ask each other to sort of contribute to each other's booster club. So it's good to really have a good sense of the whole big picture and all sort of pull together.
yeah. One option that has been done in different districts is a single booster club, where it's a sports consortium that does it, to basically fund all the sports, and there's a separate group that decides how to fund it. That's one option that's out there. We always run into the politics of different groups that are running their own show, but there are districts out there that are large and have just one large fundraiser for sports in general. And that was the original one that had the first fees that went in. It was a fee for just to kind of start. So that's one of the thing where you have a small group, a small team, and it's just starting. It may get a little help from the Grand Booster Club to help it start and keep going. But you're right, the small clubs that start as a sport, and they want to be a certified team, it's tough, because you've got to keep the enrollment up, you got to keep the cost down, and you have to try to keep the kids coming.
And to that point, we ran the girls as a club in a way because we were able to handle the finances to ourselves. It was actually the way better, because now we sort of have to be participating in sort of a larger pool, and we just really don't know what those obligations are going to be.
Is it 3 years for a new team, or is it 5 years? There's never been a clarification.
I'll have to look exactly at the exact
It's
time,
been
but
three,
it
it's
has been
over.
3 in the past, is my
Yeah,
understanding.
now all of a sudden it's 5, and next year it'll be 7. Where's the clarification? Where is it in writing? One in broadcast.
In the policy, it's 3 years from what,
Okay, okay,
all
maybe-
the ones that have come through in the last, since I've been on the committee, it's 4 years, have been 3 years.
Okay, and then, because Carolyn at our private meeting said it was 5, and I said, I'm sorry, until you show me it in writing, for all of us, the boosters, the parents, everything, it's 3. And,
That's my understanding. I have to look at the exact,
well, I think it's 3. I believe it's 3. I just believe people push it up to 5 to benefit, because it's what they wanna do.
Can we circulate the policy?
Mhm.
You know, I think it's probably best to get together, you know, subcommittee, look at the options, invite anybody any of you guys who wanna come, because you got the ideas, you have the team, you have what is required, what's needed, and how you wanna get the teams up and, you know, be successful. And we're kind of, I wouldn't say we're the administrators, we're kind of the administrators. You're the hands-on people that are doing it, so, probably set up a meeting fairly soon. I don't know what your schedule's like, but,
Yeah, next week.
to do it, I'll have to look at the,
I have a request.
Yep.
When you post it, could you post it as subcommittee of the whole, because I'd like to attend if I'm free.
could do that, yeah.
We have to see one.
Let's see what my schedule- Probably, I'll have to check my call schedule, but I know I could do it probably, next Thursday or next Friday. Does that work?
Perfect.
I'll have to check.
We've got custodian negotiations on Friday morning. After that, or Arbor Day concert Thursday morning after
I
that.
have to
Those are
attend.
during the day.
That would be during the evening.
You
Oh,
don't have a
okay.
meeting.
Sorry.
You can
Oh,
win.
well, Thursday night, no way.
Thursday is middle school arts night.
What time does that start?
Typically it's 7.
Maybe what we could do is, because of the time, we can circulate, some appointments tomorrow and find what people's schedules are, and then we can get it out to,
And can I-
Patty and a few folks, and then you'll know to look for the posting.
Is there a point person that I could call and say, this is when it's gonna get done?
You wanna do that?
Since everybody looks at you.
Okay, sure. That was so fast,
Because
everybody's hands
email,
turned.
Give it to Ellen.
me,
Okay.
and that way it's available, the school committee one doesn't work, go with the same thing except it's, Hotmail.
Okay.
That'll get it.
There isn't anything else at night except for a Tuesday, which is the middle school grade 5 parent night, and I don't think that really affects, this subject doesn't really affect them. So the only night conflict according to the PSO calendar is the Thursday night.
On Wednesday, if the boys win tomorrow, if we go to the championships, it would be Wednesday in
Lacrosse.
When's it?
at Harvest Stadium.
On the 12th?
Yes.
Um,
They win
That's a
tomorrow.
pretty good
Can
possibility.
you do the 14th?
That's a
We're gonna
Friday.
ask it first.
Friday night, you wanna do this? I can do Thursday night.
I'm on call.
All right, Friday night.
Or I can do Tuesday.
Sure.
We have time to